Hey everyone, welcome back to Talk Emma. I'm Emma.
And I'm Jack. Emma, can I ask you something?
Of course.
Where's Daniel today?
He might be at home.
Okay, but I called him earlier and he didn't answer.
Then he might have been sleeping.
Wait,
What?
you just changed everything.
Did I?
First you said he might be at home. Then you said he might have been sleeping.
Yes.
And now thousands of English learners are looking at you like, Emma, please explain yourself.
Fair enough, and actually, that's exactly what we're learning today. Might be and might have been. They look similar, they sound similar, but we use them for different situations.
And I have a feeling one is about now and one is about the past.
Oh, very good, Jack.
Can I go home now?
Absolutely not. We've been here for 1 minute.
Worth a try.
And friends, today we're not going to make this complicated. No long grammar definitions. We'll use normal situations, little stories, and real conversations so you can actually feel the difference.
And hopefully use these naturally instead of stopping in the middle of a sentence and thinking, might be, might have been, might something.
Exactly. Before we start, if you enjoy learning English with us, please like this video and subscribe to Talk Emma.
And speak with us today. Repeat the examples aloud. That's how these patterns start feeling natural.
Perfect. Okay, Jack, ready?
I might be.
Oh, you're starting already? Let's begin with might be. Imagine you look outside. There are dark clouds. You say, it might be rainy later. Actually, I don't love that example.
Wait, did the teacher just correct herself?
Yes, because in natural English, I'd probably say it might rain later or it might be rainy tomorrow. And that's an important lesson too. We want English that sounds natural, not just English that is technically possible.
I like that. So give me a really clear might be example.
Okay, someone knocks on the door. You ask, who is it? I say, it might be Sarah.
You don't know if it's Sarah.
Exactly. Maybe Sarah, maybe someone else. I'm not certain. That's the feeling of might.
Possibility.
Yes. Now look at be. It might be Sarah. She might be busy. He might be at work. They might be tired. The restaurant might be closed.
Okay, I can feel the pattern. We're talking about a possibility that is true now or maybe in the future.
Exactly. That's the easiest way to remember it. Might be equals a possible situation now or in the future.
So if I call you and you don't answer, I can say, Emma might be busy.
Perfect.
Or Emma might be drinking coffee.
Very possible.
Or Emma might be buying coffee.
Also possible.
Or Emma might be thinking about coffee.
Okay, apparently my entire personality is coffee now.
I'm just using realistic examples.
Now, notice something important. After might be, we can put different kinds of information. For example, she might be tired. Here, tired describes her.
Okay.
She might be at home. Now we have a place.
Right.
And she might be working. Now we have an action happening around now.
Oh, so all three use might be, but what comes after it changes.
Exactly. Listen again. She might be tired. She might be at home. She might be working.
That's actually very simple.
It is. Let's make it real. Imagine your friend Mia hasn't replied to your message. What could you say?
She might be busy.
Perfect.
She might be driving.
Good.
She might be in a meeting.
Exactly. You don't know. You're guessing about her situation now.
Okay, then what changes with might have been?
Time.
That's it?
That's the biggest difference. Remember Mia didn't answer your message? Imagine you messaged her at 10 this morning. Now it's 6 p.m. You're talking about why she didn't answer then. You could say, she might have been busy.
Ah, now I feel it.
Tell me the difference.
She might be busy means maybe she is busy now. She might have been busy means maybe she was busy earlier.
Beautiful. That's the heart of the lesson. Might be possible now. Might have been possible in the past.
That's much easier than it looks.
Exactly. The phrase looks long, so learners sometimes think the idea must be difficult, but the basic difference is very simple. Let's try another situation. You see your neighbor's car outside. I ask, why isn't David at work? You say,
He might be sick.
excellent. What does that mean?
Maybe he is sick now.
Right. Now imagine David missed work yesterday. I ask, why wasn't David at work yesterday?
He might have been sick.
Exactly.
Oh, that's good. Same idea, different time.
Yes. Listen to these pairs. He might be tired. Maybe he is tired now. He might have been tired. Maybe he was tired earlier.
Got it.
They might be worried. Maybe they're worried now. They might have been worried. Maybe they were worried before.
That little word have sends us back in time.
Oh, I like that. Yes, that's a nice way to remember it.
Can we do a story?
Absolutely.
Because examples are nice, but stories make things stick.
I agree. Okay. Yesterday, I went to a cafe to meet my friend Lucy. We agreed to meet at 2 o'clock. I arrived at 2, no Lucy. 2:10, no Lucy. 2:20, still no Lucy.
Oh no.
So I thought she might be stuck in traffic.
Wait. At that moment, you were guessing about what was happening to Lucy then.
Exactly. From my point of view at 2:20, it was happening now. She might be stuck in traffic. Then Lucy finally arrived at 3.
40 minutes late?
An hour.
Emma, that's 60 minutes.
Thank you, Calculator Jack.
Continue.
Okay. Later, you ask me, why was Lucy late? Now I'm looking back at the situation. I might say she might have been stuck in traffic.
Ah, that is such a good difference. At 2:20, she might be stuck in traffic. Later, she might have been stuck in traffic.
Exactly.
Same idea, different viewpoint in time.
Perfect.
But did you ask Lucy why she was late?
Yes.
And?
She went to the wrong cafe. She wasn't stuck in traffic.
Nope. She might have been confused.
She definitely was confused. Now I want to show you something very useful. Sometimes learners use might have been when they actually need might have plus past participle.
Uh-oh. You said no difficult grammar.
Stay with me. This is easy.
I'm watching you.
Imagine Tom lost his keys. Where are they? I say he might have left them in the car.
Okay.
Notice I did not say he might have been left them in the car. That's wrong.
Because left is the action.
Exactly. When you're guessing about a past action, you often use might have plus past participle. He might have forgotten. She might have left early. They might have missed the bus. I might have deleted the email.
That last one sounds dangerous.
Very.
So where does been come in?
Use might have been when be is part of the idea. For example, he might have been tired. She might have been at home. They might have been busy. Or with an ongoing action. He might have been sleeping. She might have been working. They might have been waiting for us.
Ah, that clears up something important. So he might have forgotten my message, but he might have been sleeping.
Exactly.
Can we compare those?
Of course. Your friend didn't answer your call last night. Possibility number 1, he might have forgotten to call me back. That's a possible completed action, or failure to do an action. Possibility number 2, he might have been sleeping. That describes what may have been happening at that time.
That feels much more natural now.
Let's play a little game.
I knew this was coming.
I'll give you a situation. You choose might be or might have been.
Okay.
Yesterday, your boss looked unhappy.
He might have been stressed.
Excellent. Now, Sarah hasn't arrived yet and you're waiting for her.
She might be on the bus.
Lovely.
I'm getting good at this.
You might be.
Might be?
I'm not completely sure yet.
Okay, what about might not be?
Ah, yes, very useful. If might be means something is possible, might not be means it's possible that it is not true. For example, should we go to that restaurant tonight? I say it might be closed. Or maybe I think it's probably open, but I'm not sure. It might not be open this late.
So, Emma, is Jack coming tonight?
He might not be coming.
Why am I not coming?
It's an example.
I feel excluded from my own grammar lesson.
Another example, she might not be ready yet. He might not be at home. They might not be interested. All possibilities about now or the future.
And for the past?
We can say, she might not have been ready. He might not have been at home. They might not have been interested.
Oh, again, same change. Now, she might not be ready. In past, she might not have been ready.
Exactly.
This is becoming predictable.
And that's good. When English becomes predictable, you stop translating every sentence. You start recognizing patterns. Let's use an everyday situation. Imagine you're waiting for an important email.
Okay.
It hasn't arrived yet. You say, they might be busy. Maybe the person is busy now, but later you discover they sent the email yesterday and it arrived late. You might say, there might have been a problem with the system.
Oh, that's another useful form. There might have been.
Yes, and native speakers use this kind of structure naturally when they're guessing about a past situation.
Those are really useful, especially at work.
Very. Imagine your manager says, I didn't receive your report, instead of immediately saying, you lost it.
Probably not the best career move.
Exactly. You could say, there might have been a problem with the email.
Much safer. What about maybe? Couldn't I just say maybe all the time?
You absolutely can use maybe. For example, maybe she's busy, and she might be busy. Both are natural.
So why learn might?
Because natural speakers don't use only one structure again and again, and might is extremely useful when you want to sound calm and natural while talking about possibilities. Maybe he forgot. He might have forgotten. Both work, but knowing both gives you flexibility.
So we're not replacing maybe, we're adding another tool.
Exactly. English isn't about finding one correct phrase for every situation. It's about having choices.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
What's the difference between he might have been sleeping and he might have slept?
Oh, lovely question. Imagine you called him at midnight. He might have been sleeping focuses on the activity that may have been happening at that moment.
Like I called while he was asleep.
Exactly. He might have slept is grammatically possible in the right context, but it usually means something different. For example, I don't know if he slept on the flight. He might have slept for an hour.
Ah, so if someone didn't answer my call, might have been sleeping sounds more natural because I'm imagining what they were doing at that moment.
Exactly right. Now let's do something learners often need in real conversation, guessing what happened. Imagine you come into the kitchen. There's an empty plate on the table. Your chocolate cake is gone.
This is already a serious situation.
Very serious. You ask, where's my cake?
I know nothing.
I haven't accused you yet.
I'm just saying.
Jack might have eaten it.
Objection.
Jack might have been hungry.
That is true.
Jack might have been looking for a snack.
Also possible.
Jack might have thought the cake was for everyone.
Exactly.
Jack, did you eat my cake?
Maybe.
See? Maybe is useful too.
Give me my cake back.
Did you notice something in that little story?
Besides the fact that I'm apparently a cake thief?
Yes. We used might have eaten, possible past action, might have been, possible past state, might have been looking, possible ongoing past action, might have thought, another possible past action.
Oh, that's really useful. So I shouldn't force been into every past sentence with might.
Exactly. That's probably the biggest mistake I want you to avoid today. Don't think past equals always might have been. Instead, ask, am I using be?
That difference is important.
Let's do a quick natural conversation. I'll ask you about our friend Ben.
Okay.
Where's Ben?
He might be at work.
But it's Sunday.
He might be at the gym.
I called him earlier and he sounded exhausted.
Oh, he might have been working late last night.
Good. And he didn't come to dinner yesterday.
He might have been tired.
Or,
He might have forgotten.
or,
He might have been sleeping.
excellent.
Or maybe he just doesn't like us.
Jack,
Just saying. You know what I like about might?
what?
It stops you from sounding too certain when you don't actually know.
Ah, that's a beautiful point.
Okay, before we finish, can we make this ridiculously simple?
Absolutely. If you remember nothing else, remember this. You are guessing about now. You say, he might be busy.
And if you're guessing about a past situation, you say, he might have been busy.
And if you're guessing about a past action, you often use might have plus past participle. So you say, he might have forgotten. That's it.
Actually, Emma, I think the hardest part was the name.
What do you mean?
Might have been sounds like some giant advanced grammar monster.
True.
But once you see it in conversation, it's basically, maybe this was true in the past.
Yes, that's exactly the feeling I want learners to remember. Don't carry a grammar textbook around in your head while you're speaking. Think about the meaning. Put your 2 sentences in the comments. That little practice will help you remember the difference much better than simply memorizing a rule.
And please don't write, she might be eating Emma's cake.
Why not? That sounds very realistic after today. If this episode made might be and might have been finally feel simple, please like the video, subscribe to Talk Emma, and share this lesson with someone learning English.
And Emma,
Yes?
your missing cake might be in the fridge.
Really?
Or I might have eaten it.
Jack. Bye, everyone.
See you next time. Keep practicing and keep speaking.